This is a video of the orca Kasatka back in 2006. This is a trainer who had worked with this orca and knew the orca very well, and I don't think that even he could have saw this coming. I'm not going to talk too much during the video. I'm just going to kind of let you guys see how it all plays out. But I would, for me, after having watched it, I will share my own conclusions when it's getting close to the end. But go ahead and enjoy this brief video of Kasatka. Right here, you notice that Kasatka looked like it was getting a little rough there for a minute, and kind of tossing the trainer around like a rag doll. But then the orca brought him back up to the surface. So it really seems like he's not intentionally trying to hurt him. Looks like he's playing with him. Even though for a lot of us that can be like, oh my gosh, that looks horrible. I'm sure that this guy was probably terrified beyond measure. This orca could have at any point killed him. But it seems that, he's not bleeding. He's not hurting too bad. He's just trying to console the orca. It really seems to me that the orca was just playing probably a little bit too rough. At this point, it looks like the other trainers are trying to get Kasatka's attention to try to maybe lure the orca to release the trainer's foot, and just to get his attention. It looks to me that he's just kind of hanging out there. It may be very unusual behavior for this specific orca, because the trainer seems, even though, you have to give it to him, he was incredibly calm throughout this whole thing. The way that he, controlled himself and tried to console the orca too. I really give him a lot of credit for that, because I don't think too many people would have been able to react and stay calm the way that he did. I think the one thing that we can all take away from this story is that although the orcas were being trained and they were working with these people and they had a lot of time with them and experience, and they've studied them, and they've, the trainers have extensively worked with them on certain things, it really is kind of safe to say that these are wild animals, and orcas have never had any business at all being put in captivity. There are certain instances where I believe that, maybe if a whale was orphaned, not whale, they're not whales. They're called killer whales. I don't know why, but they're not. They're dolphins. But for the fact that these animals even get put in captivity, outside of if they can't make it on their own, I've seen certain instances like the story of Luna, where I really believe that Luna would have benefited so much by being in captivity. I don't think that the majority of these orcas do, though, however, and they're mostly meant for the wild, and they have wild instincts, and a lot of their instincts is not to kill people or eat people, but, like in this particular situation, I believe this orca was just wanting to play, and maybe that's how they play with each other, and so this guy just kind of happened to get in the middle of it. So unfortunately, tragedy happens, and there has been trainers that were killed by these orcas, and I'm pretty sure these orcas are, they're not happy in these tanks, and they're not happy having to perform day in and day out, and so we really have to respect them, and I'm really glad that, that SeaWorld has stopped capturing them, so hopefully these will bring about changes.